Okay, I think we're going to start off in alt mode in this video because of one certain reason. And that's because I hate this mold. Yes, I know. I'm a Ruckus fan and I hate the Ruckus mold. It's because Hasbro did a terrible job. Why did they make it a remold? Should have just been its own mold. Should have just been its own mold. Anyways, alt mode. Oh, wait. Oh, the intro. So in alt mode, he is pretty black, which honestly isn't bad. Don't get me wrong. But I would have liked a little bit more white on the back. Please don't take that out of context. I'm very happy with how the yellow came out, even if yellow is like really hard to get right and it doesn't look perfect. It still looks good. It looks decent. And it's only because I was hand painted, not spray painted. I'm quite happy with myself with the white outline I did on the legs here, but you know, it could have been better. You can kind of see some white stuff coming from the black, and yeah, it could definitely be cleaned up a little bit. Same could be said for the windscreen. But even then, I'm quite happy with how that came out, with the sides being not too bad. I managed to keep the wheels fully masked, so no paint got onto the rubber, and yeah, that's the only reason. That's the only reason I don't want to customize the Beachcomber mold and the Ruckus mold much, because they have rubber tires, and you can't take them out because they're pinned in, so, you know. Also, these red guns on the back are supposed to be the rockets that Jalguar has in old mode, so, you know, it's just a good reference, but obviously it would be nice to actually have rockets, but guns will do, I guess. The little front gun thing was fully unpainted because there was no point, it's already black. And yes, I couldn't figure out how to hide the head, mostly because I just could not be bothered. But I will say, I'm actually quite happy with how he feels. Some customs I've made kind of feel like rough or just too sticky, but this guy here doesn't actually feel too bad. And it's probably just because it's black spray paint, and black spray paint always feels nice. See? I'm not that racist. Anyways, transformation time! Transformation in the robot mode is pretty much the same as Ruckus, but I'm not going to speed it up because I do want to talk about how much I hate this mold. And this is also why we're starting in alt mode and not robot mode. So first, take out the gun, just like you do with Beachcomber. I would have, you know, preferred it not with the gun on, but it just looks kind of ugly. Ooh, that's my light. It just looks kind of ugly without it, so I did keep, like, the gun thing on. So anyways, rotate these guns around, just get them out of the way, and then, where do we start? Oh, yes, these things. Really have to, like, push on in. It doesn't feel nice. It doesn't even, like, sound nice. And it sucks because there's like 3 tabbing points on the arm and then the legs. And it's just, it doesn't work. And then trying to get all this out, it's going to scratch paint. And even on the original, it just didn't feel nice whatsoever. Yep. Come on, really tight on the arms as well, the little hands, yeah. And then there's no room for the arms, and oh, it's just. And then you have these things, and these don't feel nice either. And then trying to get that on the alt mode is really annoying. I mean, even you can see some scratches and stuff, and it's just. Anyways, this is a satisfying part of the transformation. There we go, just folding the heels down. That's kind of fun on the transformation. Then you can just like fold the guns around if you want, or just put them away. And there you go. There's Ruckus. That's his stance because you can't pose his arms. Look, I can actually talk about the custom. Okay, I love the way the white chest came out. Listen, I hate white paint, but for some reason, the white chest here came out beautifully, especially with this like red detail on the side, which, you know, I would have left out because this is supposed to be replicating its breastmaster, which I don't do that details on my Lyle Kaiser people, but I don't know, that red kind of just makes the chest pop, and I think without it, it would have looked kind of dull. Unfortunately, the Decepticon symbol is kind of lopsided, which sucks, but hey, at least he's got one. The head here isn't actually Ruckus's head, it's actually Quake's head. I just wanted to change it up a little bit. I know Jalguar is supposed to have like a visor, but I don't really have any visor people, and the only visor sort of head I have is Slingshots. You know, Guy-Hawk is already Slingshot's head, so I'm not doing that. I hate the fact that the hands are pretty much chipping due to the transformation. That sucks because it's white paint and I can't easily fix it. Same goes for the thighs. If those have a chip, it's going to be a pain in the ass to repaint. The red guns on the side, that's supposed to be his missiles, can flip around, you know, so that's cool. I'm not taking them out because it's really hard to get that back in. And also, he can't hold them properly because the QC is terrible on this mold. I don't really like the fact that the windscreen here is sort of visible on the legs. Obviously, that was just going to be a detriment of how this mold works, but Yeah, I would have liked this to have been sort of hidden and then have the legs just be black with some red details on, but now well. And then yes, some of the yellow paint here sort of shows up due to the yellow paint on the alt mode, but I'm kind of happy that a lot of the other yellow paint sort of hides itself on the back. So hey, that's something. Also, with the head, I just want to preference that I did put super glue inside the ball joint because it was way too loose. So if you're wanting to do that, this custom itself, just make sure you have some super glue. Alright, why did I get this idea? So when I posted my other members on Reddit, someone said, "Are you going to make him out of beachcomber?" And I was like, no, that old mode doesn't match up. And it's true. Yeah, Jalguar is more of a buggy, like an actual dirt buggy like Ruckus, than you know, a beach buggy like a beachcomber. So in order to get the molds right, I had to go for Ruckus again. And yeah, I went for it. It was like £40 on Amazon. So that's pretty cool. I got him for really cheap. I also got another bludgeon who's been turned into a different character. We'll get into him soon, don't worry. But yeah, this was a pretty simple custom considering it was just mostly old spray paint. The white and the black was spray painted, the red was spray painted, mostly. Anyways, for accessories, he just comes with the gun and then the 2 rocket gun things. So not that good on the accessory department, but at least he has a gun. Alright, for paints I used pure white, this black spray paint, flat red, Italian red, chrome silver, lemon yellow, and copper. Comparison time! Here he is with Geno, Super Megatron, Optimus Prime, Shockwave, Shattered Glass Optimus, and Bumblebee. Oh, we get to talk about the Ruckus figure, do we? Yeah, so I used to have a review on my channel about this figure. I've taken it down now, so you can't find it, but yeah, I used to have it on, and I just... My opinions haven't changed. I don't like this mold, which sucks, because I absolutely love Ruckus. He is one of my favorite Gulp Shadows ever, and he just doesn't get enough love. His G1 toy is fantastic. Then his most recent figure was a goddamn Collectors Club exclusive. Are you kidding me? And now he's a 2-pack exclusive, and his figure's not even good. Because it's a remold of Beachcomber, or a heavy retool, or maybe just shares some engineering. I don't really know. I will say, it is impressive how they've turned a Deluxe into a Voyager, but those ankle tilts, his transformation is god-awful with how it clicks, and it doesn't even feel nice to transform. It doesn't hold together properly. But listen, I am happy with the guns, how they flip around, okay? They didn't do that with Crankcase because for some reason, budget constraints. So at least he has those, but yeah, I don't like him, dude. Oh, I guess that's it. Yeah, there's a different format now, so, conclusion? And in conclusion, I like the custom, but it sucks that it's on a really bad mold. But hey, I mean, this is what you gotta do when you're a customizer. Sometimes you just have to buy the molds you don't like to make the things you need to make. So yeah, and he's gonna be standing on a shelf for the rest of his life. So I don't really care if he's the Ruckus mold or the Beachcomber mold or any other mold. And no, he will not combine. Unless I figure out some miraculous way to make him combine to the waist of Bruticus, he's just gonna stand on his own, which good, he deserves it.